Hello and welcome back to Wonderland. We are back in London and we're going to have afternoon tea here at the Sofitel St James Hotel. So come along with me down the rabbit hole and we'll experience it together. Well, hello and good afternoon. We are down the rabbit hole together once again, and we're here at the Sofitel St James Hotel. And boy, is it a lovely, lovely little tea room. While looking around, I see these plush velvet long couches and little banquettes, and everything is set with a beautiful tea service. I mean, look at this teacup. Is it so delicate, so dainty with its roses and butterflies all over it? There is a beautiful lamp-shaded chandelier in the middle of the room, definitely a focal point. And everything is in roses and pinks. And even on the walls, there's prints of roses. Well, after all, we are in the Rose Lounge for afternoon tea. So let's get it going. One of the reasons why I booked this afternoon tea is because it's themed upon Memo Paris, which is a Parisian fragrance house. It's one of my favorite perfume brands, as well as David's. So I'm looking forward to, apparently in the second act of this afternoon tea with our pastries and such, it'll be highlighted a little bit more. But until then, let's enjoy the beginning of afternoon tea together. I was just looking over this menu. What I can see is that we're going to have 5 different savories, and they're a little different from your traditional ones, which I like. We're also going to have freshly baked scone with jam and clotted cream. And then we're going to have 4 different cake selections. And then it says there's something called special, and that's La Rose. It's inspired by Memo Paris, Portobello Road. Traditional afternoon tea here at the Rose Lounge is starting at £70 a person. But if you like, for your first round of rabbit juice, they'll only charge you £10. But after that, if you want more, you're going to pay the full price, which begins at £18 a glass. So if you're with a group of a lot of people, it's always better just to buy yourself a bottle of rabbit juice. I had to choose my hot tea. What I chose was Camilla's White Apricot Tea. It's a Gold Taste Award winning fusion tea that combines a refined character of white tea with honey-like sweetness of apricot. The flowery undertones of marigold and rose round out the flavor, creating a truly delightful and refreshing tea. Now that sounds very nice for the beginning of June. I just received my glass of rabbit juice, and you know what that means. So here's to you. Here's to me, and let's have a lovely afternoon tea. I just received Camilla's White Apricot Tea, and my goodness, this little teacup filled with this lovely white golden nectar is smelling gorgeously of apricots. Oh, I wish this was smell-o-vision because I think you'd be very, very impressed. So let's try it out. Oh yes, it's perfumey, but it's fruity. Lots of honey in there. I'm not going to put any sugar in it, and I think I'll be very happy with it. And plus, looking inside of my teacup, I see a beautiful pink rose, which makes me smile all the time. I just received my little plate of beautiful tea sandwiches. Aren't they lovely? There are 5 different kinds of savories, and boy, I look forward to trying these because these are not your traditional tea sandwiches at all. So we're going to start off our afternoon tea with a smoked chicken coronation with macerated golden raisins on toasted croissant. It looks kind of unique. I've not experienced one of these before. If this is anything to go by for the rest of the tea, I'd be very, very happy. So this is a very unique Coronation chicken. What you really tasted was the smoked chicken. It is exquisite. First looking at it, I was like, well, where's all the filling? It's in there. As you can see, when I bit it, it just went whoosh. Beautiful chunks of chicken in here. It is seasoned delightfully. There's even some coriander in there. It's not terribly intense on the Indian spices, but that's okay. This little croissant sandwich is in a league of its own, of one of my favorites I've ever tried. So I'm very happy for our first little delicacy. So the second little guy is one of the reasons why I came here, because you know I love my crab. This is a Cornish crab roll with creme fraiche, chives, a hint of Dijon mustard, and trout roe on top. Oh, let's try this one. This one, it needed more crab. It was mostly that roll, which was, you know, it was very airy and light, but still it needed more of that crab. Crab itself was very delightful. It was, you could taste a lot of lemon in it. There was definitely chives on top, so gave a little bit of that, but I did taste a lot of citrus. Now on top of it, I'm a little confused because it almost tasted like there was green apple on it. But that can't be right, can it? But whatever it was very nice. Instead of cutting it in half, if I just put it in my mouth, it probably would have given me more of that flavor of crab. But it's okay. It's still something unique, and I'm here for that. I am looking forward to this one, definitely. It is a St. Hugh's eggs with black truffle mayonnaise on brioche bread. Oh yeah, this looks great. And the brioche bread on one side is very soft, on the other side, not so much. But I smell the truffle, and I'm very excited about it. I think I'm going to just sit back and relax and enjoy this sandwich. Oh yeah. Take my time with this one. It's rather large too. So the black truffle, I definitely taste it. And there seems to be quite a bit in here. I think you could do with a little bit more seasoning, but I think the overpowering taste is the brioche bun, which is rather sweet. If you can get through that portion and concentrate on the egg mayonnaise, you would find out that it's a very, very good sandwich. And it's quite big. I like it personally, and it goes very well with rabbit juice, after all. So this is the only one that I wasn't really looking forward to trying, but you never say never in an afternoon tea now, because you might be surprised. What we're looking at now is a roulette of lentils and butternut pumpkin with provincial herbs on a baguette. So let's try it out. Well, that was much more pleasant than I ever thought it was going to be. Wow. I cut it in half, and as you saw, it kind of went everywhere, but that's okay. I learned that the baguette was really like a crostini, a very hard, lovely, buttery surface to hold the scoop of the lentils and the butternut squash. It was gorgeous. It was actually really, really delicious. And I ate the piece that had a nasturtium leaf on it, which gave it a little bit more of the peppery taste. But yes, very earthy, very nutty, but there's sweetness from the butternut squash. Yeah, that just goes to show you just have to try everything. You never know what is going to be delightful in one of these afternoon teas. Yeah, I was really impressed with that last one. Who'd have thought that would be so delicious? I feel that there might have been even mushrooms in there because there's a little bit more texture. Lovely, lovely afternoon tea, savory. Absolutely. We're on our last little sandwich right here, and it is going to be a John Ross smoked Scottish salmon with horseradish cream, pickled fennel, and lemon confit. Ooh, look at that. Very nice. It looks like there's going to be, there's a ribbon of salmon. I thought it was a lot of salmon, but it looks as though there's a layer of salmon, so hopefully it'll be nice and smoked and it will make up for it. I was definitely incorrect. There was a layers of salmon there, so which was very nice. Didn't really taste that horseradish cream. Tasted more of just a lovely basic cream cheese. And there was a little bit of citrus in there, but the pickled fennel I did not detect. Fennel to me is like a licorice. Did not detect that, which is fine. It still was a fine little smoked salmon sandwich, so not too bad at all. The Rose Lounge here at the St. James Hotel was very, very delicious for its savories. I really enjoyed them, and I wanted to let you know that they are refillable. So if you want something else, a little bit more of these lovely delicacies, they will take good care of you here. Well, this is very exciting for the second course and our sweets. This is where the Memo fragrance really comes to life with our Amuse Bouch, which is, like I said before, the special La Rose. And I'm going to be able to taste this lovely little dessert as well as smell the fragrance from their Portobello Road fragrance. So I cannot wait to try a new perfume, and I love rose fragrances. This is going to be the Portobello Road Memo fragrance, and it smells so delightful. I had to spritz some on myself just so I can envelop myself in this scent. So it's rose and sage and a little bit of wet rain, and it's all combined. And I will tell you, I smell delightful, actually quite delicious, I must say so myself. Was just presented my beautiful Amuse Bouch. Look at this, look at the theater, I love it. So this is my La Rose, inspired by Memo Paris, Portobello Road, rose petal and Yorkshire rhubarb, mandarin and vanilla creme. Let's try it out. It was beautiful. There was the base of a meringue. There was vanilla cream in there and lots of lovely rhubarb and rose petals. It was so decadent. And then on top was a little disc with the M on it from Memo. Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely. I just received my second pot of hot tea, and I'm trying the Rose Lounge Signature Scented Black Tea. I can't wait to try this out. It came with a lovely sachet of rose petals inside of the teapot. Ah, so here we are. Ah, smells gorgeous. Ooh, golden honey. Slightly, it's not terribly perfumed. It's very, very balanced. Yeah, very nice. Golden cup. And it says hibiscus, ginger, and rose buds with orange peel and apple. So a little bit of herbally, but also, ooh, fragrant from the rose petals. Oh, very nice. This is turning out to be such a nice afternoon tea experience. I just received my lovely little 3-tiered tower, and on top, can you believe it? There's even a pink rose. So at the top of my tower, I see 2 of my patisserie on the middle, another 2 little delights, and then down below are our homemade scones. I've got a plain one as well as a cranberry one, and then there's signature rose strawberry homemade jam. So let's begin the next course. Here's my little petite homemade warm scone. Look at that with the glistening bits going on. Oh, I've got tracking on right now on my camera, so we're going everywhere. A very crumbly scone. I have my bite of scone and clotted cream and rose strawberry jam, so let's give it a go. That was beautiful. What a lovely scone. It was still warm, which is always the best. It was rather crumbly, had a nice glaze on top, but boy, when you bit into it, it disappeared in your mouth. It was not heavy at all. Clotted cream, perfect, but I'll tell you the star was that jam. It was sweet, but very, very tart. Oh, it wasn't perfumey like I thought it might be with the rose petals in it, but the strawberry, oh, you can tell that it was homemade. It was glorious. I might have to have another bite of that scone just so I can try that jam again. Let's begin this little patisserie extravaganza. My first little delight is going to be a yellow carnival passion fruit, and that is mango and coconut sphere that has coconut mousse, mango, and passion fruit gel. Sounds delightful. There is nothing that you would not like about this if you do like the flavors of coconut and passion fruit. It's beautiful, lovely texture. You know, that mousse, the coconut mousse was lovely. Sweet coconut milk, and then that tart passion fruit glaze around it. A little bit of glaze, or a little bit of passion fruit on the inside as well. And it's on a crunchy little biscuit base. Perfect. Nothing to complain about at all. Up next is a mint green pistachio and raspberry choux. And this has pistachio cream, raspberry confit, and it's a mousseline. I can't wait to try it. That was glorious. I love a choux bun. I did not know that raspberry and pistachio went so well together. And then with that little shard of chocolate, I cut it in half and it just exploded. There was pistachio creme everywhere. But boy, that was a beautiful choux bun. The pastry of it was so thin and perfect. They definitely know what they're doing here. I really love this signature blend tea. It is delightful. When it cools down a little bit more, you can taste and smell the flavors and aroma much more. It really does taste like a rose tea now. And there's bergamot in it too, so there's a bit of citrus. Yeah, very nice. Silly me, it's not bergamot, it's orange peel. I knew I detected some of that in there, as well as a lot of spicy notes of all things. So I think this would probably be even a year-round tea. I don't know, but for June, it's working for me. Hands down, my favorite tart I've ever had. Oh my goodness. Look inside of there. You are looking at the most luscious raspberry puree. It was so tart and just, But on top was a vanilla creme, lots of fresh fruit. It was a homemade tart case. It was not your standard run to Tesco's and get a tart shell. It was proper. And then on top was candied violets. I don't think I've ever had that flavor before, but it added some crunch with it. It was magical. That was a magical tart. If you want a magical tart, come to the Rose Lounge for afternoon tea. You won't be disappointed. So we are finally down to our last patisserie. What we are looking at right now is a gold chocolate and Earl Grey opera. It's Earl Grey chocolate ganache with almond jacquard. It looks wonderful, and I noticed there's a bit of gold leaf on it. That always makes it a little bit more fancy. It's always nice when you hit it on a home run for the end. That was a delightful opera cake. The jacquard sponge was light and airy. You put it in your mouth and it was gone, but I'll tell you, that chocolate ganache was everything that it's supposed to be. Rich, velvety, delightful, decadent. The way afternoon tea should be. So, great job on the patisserie. And when we come back, I'll tell you exactly what I feel about the Rose Lounge. As a little special thing, at the end of my tea, I was presented a little sample of one of the fragrances from Memo, and I chose the French leather. So I thought that was a very nice tie-in to actually have the perfumes here to smell and to get a little free sample. That's pretty classy, I think, definitely. So another reason to come here, definitely. So what did I think of the Rose Lounge and its Memo afternoon tea? You know I loved it. I think this was definitely a fantastic place for afternoon tea. The surroundings were beautiful. I think my server was fantastic. She just took such wonderful care of me. She was always on hand in case I needed anything else. and extra tea or just anything, she was right there. The price point does start at £70 a person. And once again, if you wanted that glass of rabbit juice, it's going to cost £10 for the first glass. And then if you want any more, you're going to have to pay the regular price. But beyond that, I think the food was fantastic. The savories were delicious. They were visually stunning as well as delicious in my stomach. I love the Coronation chicken and the croissant. I thought it was perfect. The little tiny petite scones were melt in your mouth, and I really, really enjoyed that homemade rose and strawberry jam. That was delicious. And then, what more can I say about the patisserie? We just talked about them. I think my favorite was that choux bun. I really liked it, that pistachio and raspberry choux bun. But what about that magical tart? The magical tart was just excellent. I've lost my words once again because it was that good. Don't forget that the sandwiches are refillable, which is always a plus. But pace yourself because there's lots of food, definitely lots of food. I would recommend this place to come to, the St. James Hotel. It's right next to Piccadilly Circus, very close to it, easy walk from the tube station, and I think you'll be happy. Make your reservations. Don't ever just walk in or try to walk in. Let them have a heads up that you're coming, just so, it's just nicer on everybody. But beyond that, I want to thank you for watching this adventure once again, coming along with me down the rabbit hole. And I cannot wait to see you again next week in Wanderland. Bye-bye.